How's everybody doing today, guys? It's your boy Derek on the mic today. Today is May 31st, 2020. Actually, it's 12:06 a.m., so it's actually technically the 1st of June now. But whatever, we'll get this party on the road and started. Make sure that you guys subscribe below and you guys hit that like button. We only need 893 more subscribers, and then we'll hit 1,000. And then also, we want to give a shout out to all our sponsors. Mark Novak over there on YouTube. He's got extraordinary content over there. You can check out the Jimmy and Chad podcast. I did a little special in that one. It was absolutely amazing. Also, make sure you check out The Art of Procrastination on SmittyBlack.com. He's got loads of great music. He's also on Apple Music and Spotify. Check him out. Without further ado, though, I would like to introduce the one and only. He goes by Brother Dan during the morning, Disco Danny during the day, and at night he goes by Danaconda. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing swell, my friend. How are you?
You know, just living the American dream. The American dream.
Good.
But yeah, so we have a sort of a small show, but it depends. We'll see how it is. But it's actually a very, very intriguing show today. Like, you're going to see a lot of stuff, and you're probably going to laugh at some of the stuff that I have to show you. But we'll start off first with Colin Kaepernick. Raiders hosted a workout for Colin Kaepernick. He did, and this is probably, I think this is the first workout he's had since 2016. So like the last 6 years. Josh McDaniels came out and said already that he didn't feel the need to tell Derek Carr, just because this is Derek Carr's team. Just trying him out to see how he is. He said there's no deal imminent at the time, and that he had a good workout. What are your thoughts on this, man?
I don't know, just trying to help the guy out. Maybe you liked him as a person, just want to give him a shot. If he had a good workout, maybe someone else would sign him. I don't know, maybe a favor for a favor kind of thing.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I know that Mark Davis is a huge fan of him, and wanted to be an advocate, and and I'm sure because usually with when it comes to those types of situations, someone who has that type of clout, I guess you could say, where they not necessarily going to be a distraction, but a lot of headlines are going to be drawn. You have to get that okay from the owner, and I'm sure Mark Davis would have okayed that for sure. But yeah, it was good to see him out there actually doing something and actually working out for an NFL team. So like I said, it's the first time since 2016, and hopefully some other teams work him out, or hopefully he gets signed here soon and he can try and show the world what he thinks he's got left and go from there. I don't think he's a starter right now in the NFL. Maybe a backup, but we'll see how it all works out. I just want him to be able to get a shot.
You know what's funny about that? At the end of his career, before they started blackballing him, he wasn't really playing that well anyways.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't. He was. I mean, I don't think he's ever really played that well. I mean, he's played good, but he hasn't been like an elite player or anything like that. Nothing that turns heads. You're like, oh wow, did you see what he did? No, he. I wouldn't say he took them, the 49ers to the the NFC Championship, but he was definitely a part of that team. But I just want to see what he has left. I mean, he's out there to prove something. He said that he got blackballed by the NFL. I say let the NFL let him back in, let him try out, let him see how he does, and if he doesn't do well, let him go. I know a lot of people are upset about that because there's a lot of veterans out there that didn't like what he did, even though that Green Beret is the one who gave him the idea originally to actually kneel. Because I think before he was like sitting down or something like that during the national anthem, and the Green Berets like, you probably shouldn't do that, and they actually met together, and Colin Kaepernick told him his ideas on why he was doing that, and the Green Berets like, well, how about you just take a kneel instead? Because a lot of people do that, when one of their fallen soldiers have died or something like that, they take a knee and and they pray and in silence, or they pray out loud. And a lot of other people have a lot of symbolic things by taking a knee. There's something I'll talk about later on today on my Major League Baseball part of the show about someone who's actually protesting some things right now. But he's just trying to bring some things to light, and he did at that time. Now I feel like the NFL is a bit more active with that type of stuff. So their views kind of line together now. So he shouldn't really be a distraction now. If anything, he might sell a lot more sales. So if whoever signs them, they might make some money, so. And we'll see how it works out. We'll see how it shakes out over the course of this season. I don't think he's going to get signed immediately right now, but we'll see what happens. Some surprises I have seen though. Kenny Moore for the Colts. He is absent and he's looking for a new deal. I kind of like how he's been quiet about it. He's not making a big thing about this. He's already said that though. He's still going to play for the Colts. He said he's not going to like back out and ignore them or anything like that. But he's making it known that he wants a new deal, and he's signed for some cheap scraps right now. And he's outplayed his contract, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on this, man?
Hey, you never know when your time's up in the league. So a lot of injuries and stuff. Like, you just got to worry about your future a little bit. I'm like, yeah, you want to play the game that you love so much, and some people are gonna ridicule you for this move, but you got to do what's best for you and your family at the end of the day. So no matter if it make it 100,000 a year or millions of dollars a year, I mean, the more the merrier. Gives you that financial flexibility to do what you want. So
Right.
good for him.
Yep, I feel like this is probably the only chance he's going to have at getting a huge payday. I mean, he's in his prime right now, so pay the man. I mean, he deserves it. I mean, they have the money. It's not like they don't. Also, some other things that have happened in OTAs. Lamar Jackson is clapping back at Chris Simmons, apparently about him not joining OTAs. He put out a tweet that said, Lamar Jackson wants to be Lamar Jackson, Chris. This part of OTAs voluntary is This part of OTAs is voluntary, my guy. I will be there, just not on your watch. It's probably other quarterbacks not attending the voluntary OTAs either. But since it's Lamar, it's a huge deal. Find something else to talk about, dude. And right now you can see it in his tweet. It says Chris Simmons, Lamar Jackson, who once said he wants to be the next Tom Brady of his era. Brady wouldn't be missing OTAs in his year 4 of his career. Brady don't miss OTAs until he had played he hadn't missed any OTAs until he played in 4 Super Bowls. So, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Okay, I mean, they do what's best for your body. If they're voluntary, you can show up or not. I'm like, he'll be ready to play. There's no doubt about it. He's a top 10 quarterback in my eyes.
I mean, I agree. I just don't know why they're making it such a big deal. I feel like these media stories, like right now, we don't have a whole lot to talk about as far as football goes, but like we're not like undercutting or cutting down, players and saying like, oh, wow, they're not showing up for OTAs. Like, wow, he's a crappy player, man. Well, how shitty of him to do that. Like, who cares, bro? I feel like they don't have anything to talk about, so they're just making some things up and trying to cause turmoil or distractions for a team that doesn't even need it. Like Lamar Jackson said, these are voluntary. You don't have to be there. But when he's required to be at the ones that are mandatory, he's going to be there at those mandatory ones. And if I'm thinking about it, like 4th Super Bowl, was that when Brady was that 2007? Like, how long was he in the year when he won his 4th one?
He won his 4th one against the Seahawks.
So he's been in the league for a while. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Tom Brady's Tom Brady, though. I mean, you can't compare one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, to someone who's just trying to be like him. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, he's never gonna be like him. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right now.
I mean, let's be real here. I mean, Tom Brady is a literal machine. The players like him, Peyton Manning, Michael Jordan. I mean, I can keep going on, but those players, they're always like, they have like this fixation on constantly every mental rep, every rep, like everything is like a personal thing. Like they want to be the best of the best. Lamar Jackson knows that he's good, but I don't think he has that drive like they do. I don't think he's trying to be like, I'm going to go to every single thing. I got to do this. I like, some people are built different. And I feel like Tom Brady is built that way. Other people are built different ways. Everybody has to be like that. You know what I mean?
And that's okay. But also, Lamar Jackson is more physically gifted than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. I'll get that out of the way right now. He's faster. I don't know if he's going to, stronger in which ways, though. I mean, I think Peyton Manning can fucking launch the ball. I think Tom Brady can launch the ball. Still, I think Tom Brady and Peyton Manning are better throwers than Lamar Jackson. Do I think Lamar's got an arm on him? Absolutely. But I would take Peyton Manning or Tom Brady over Lamar Jackson any day of the week. I'm not taking anything away from Lamar Jackson. He's great. He's awesome. But You need to take those voluntary reps too, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I think it'd benefit you, but at the end of the day, I think you're still going to be great in this league. I just don't think you're going to be an all-time great.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I think when he first originally said he wants to be like Tom Brady, I think he was referring to the amount of Super Bowls that Tom Brady had. I mean, maybe he's talking about the other accolades, like MVPs, things like that. But
Which he
Tom
won
Brady,
one. Give him
I
that.
think he's got what, one or two?
One.
He's got one. So it's like, I mean, but so does Lamar Jackson, So it's like,
Who does? Tom Brady's got more than one. I'm talking about Lamar Jackson only having one.
Oh, Tom Brady has what, 2 MVP awards or 3?
I think it's 2 or 3.
Peyton Manning's got 5. I know that much. And I know he doesn't have as many as Peyton Manning.
No, I know he doesn't have that. I think I really want to say it's 2 or 3.
But I don't even think it's those types of accolades. I think he literally meant as far as Super Bowls, So he wants to win it a different way. Like he was just referring to Super Bowls. He doesn't mean like actually Tom Brady. He doesn't mean like, oh, I'm gonna do every single thing that Tom Brady does. Like, it's copycatting. Like, that's kind of annoying. And I just don't think that he had that type of mindset. Like, I think he's just like, okay, I want to get as many Super Bowls as I can. And then, like, to Chris's point, I think Chris is just trying to say, well, if you want to be Tom Brady, well, Tom Brady went to every single OTAs until he actually won a 4th Super Bowl. I think Lamar Jackson's clapping him back and just saying, yo, I don't have to go to these voluntary workouts. These are voluntary. I'm going to go to the ones that actually matter and the ones I'm actually required to go to, And he's like, he has a point too as well. There's other quarterbacks in the league that aren't going to OTAs, and no one's saying anything about those guys. But because Lamar Jackson is the guy that he is and the caliber player that he is, that's why it's being brought to light.
Yeah. I think Tom Brady should have won the MVP over Aaron Rodgers last year, to be quite honest with you.
No.
You don't think he should have repeated? All right.
Sure don't. I mean, he was good last year, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he should have won MVP. But we're going to move on to free agent signings. Albert Wilson, he signed to the Vikings on a 1-year deal, so he was a good depth signing for them. Another good depth signing was Darrell Williams to the Cardinals on a 1-year deal. He's going to be backing up James Conner now. That was the role that Chase Edmonds had for many years over there. And then also former Bears defensive lineman Akeem Nicks reached an agreement today not today, but the other day with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on $10 million deal. 1 year. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I like that a lot. He's a great defensive tackle. Or you can even play defensive end. I think Dominic Sue's time there was limited and kind of slowed down at the end. Same with JPP. They were kind of banged up, injury prone. So it was Akeem Hicks was live a couple of years for the Bears, but I think he's going to do really well for the Buccaneers. I think that's a really good signing right there. I think it's going to help them out tremendously, and it's going to help the defense.
I agree. And isn't he one of your favorite players on the Bears?
Yeah, he was one of my favorite players, and he played for the Patriots for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I thought I only know him as a former Bear. That's why.
I played for the Saints too.
I actually copied and pasted that from Adam Schefter's tweet. I just forgot to take out the today because obviously it wasn't today. But I like all 3 of those signings. Great signings for all 3 teams. Hakeem Nicks is a great player. I think he's going to do great in that defense. And I mean, it's already a great defense. So it's going to help that team for sure. One player who is not going to be playing next year, who's not signing any free agent deals, is Antonio Brown. He came out and says, if you're pretty much waiting for me to play in 2022, don't fool yourself, is what he said. What are your thoughts about him not playing in 2022? Do you want him to play, or do you think he should just hang it up?
Just hang it up, bro. You fucked the Buccaneers on their Super Bowl repeat. You fucking threw Tom under the bus. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. Like, even threw Ben Roethlisberger in the bus, Mike Tomlin, which I think a phenomenal players, great head coach. He's up there with Bill Belichick, but not all the way up there, but he's up there. But I mean, dude, he's just a fucking asshole. He just needs to get out of the league. People need to stop feeding into him. Just forget about this guy. He's completely useless.
He's always going to make some sort of headlines by saying something. Probably
he's fucking retarded. Everything about him is retarded.
I can't say the R word now. I guess that's frowned upon. Um, Antonio Brown, I would like to see
He's
him
bad for society.
just because I think Antonio Brown is such a great player. Like, I don't want him to stop playing. I think he still has it. I still want to see him continue to play in the NFL. But I see your point, throwing Ben Roethlisberger under the bus, Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, all of them.
He's not a good person. He has mental health issues that need to get checked out.
Vontez Burfict hit. I keep blaming that, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh, that hit? Was that you that sent me that video of him getting hit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a really bad hit. But no, dude, I don't think it's good for the kids growing up. He's a bad example. He's bad for the NFL. He's bad for the league. He should never play again. The only way you forget about someone like this is if we stop talking about him.
Oh, you weren't saying this when he was going through the Buccaneers. You never said, "Oh, well, he threw Ben Roethlisberger under the bus, man." Blah 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 blah. Nah, you're only saying that now because he's no longer on the Buccaneers, and he pretty much screwed them over in a way.
I plead the fifth.
All right, moving on from Antonio Brown. I hope he is going to play, even if it's not next year. Hopefully, in some future years, get some more mental reps in there, some actual good reps, and keep playing, extending those records that he's got. Someone else who seems to be a bad seed, but he's not a player. There's a journalist named Grant Cohn. He's got some beef with Javon Kinlaw. I'm going to share a bunch of things with you. You're going to laugh at a few things. Some of these might be a little bit long. I might cut them off if they're getting too but here, let me share it with you real quick. Okay. Chrome tabs. It's this one first. So, alrighty, here is the clip.
Google Fi, a phone plan.
Of course.
With our unlimited.
No free advertising on here. Unbelievable.
Really happened a couple of hours ago. I was standing watching practice. Practice was just beginning, and I was taking inventory of who was there and who wasn't, and I was looking at the field. I was looking at the training room, and just to see who wasn't practicing. And in the training room, I saw Javon Kinlaw, who is the king of the training room. He's usually in the training room, and I'm a cool 70 yards away. I see him walking out. I make a mental note. We make eye contact. He starts walking toward me. And I'm thinking, he might be walking over here to talk to me. He was. He walked all the way across. I'm not allowed to talk to the players. The players are allowed to talk to us if they want to. Kinlaw walks all the way across the field, walks behind me, and stands over my left shoulder, staring at me, behind me. So I turn and I say, "What's up, Mook Dog?" And he doesn't say anything. And I say, "Why are you looking at me like that, Javon?" And he said, "What are you going to do about it, you bitch ass?" And then he said one more word that I can't say. And then I turned to face him and said, "Oh, it's like that." And he said, "Yeah, it's like that." And then he knocked the hat off my head, just like that. I haven't had someone knock the hat off my head since I was in elementary school. My hat flew through the air and hit Josh Dubow of Associated Press in the head. He might have a concussion. I don't know. It was very upsetting. But he wasn't done. No. Javon Kinlaw stayed out there to watch practice, and a few minutes later, I walked from one side of the field to the other to get ready for team drills. As I walked across, I passed the defensive lineman where Javon Kinlaw was watching practice. And as I was approaching, he saw me, and he started rapping about me. There was a song, and he started putting an ad.
All right, so pretty much, he was yelling at him and knocking his hat off, apparently. But it gets better. So he was wondering why does he hate him so much? Probably because he rips on him all the time. There's a video of him saying some stuff, but it gets even more juicier. Listen to this. Oh man, I love a good drama. As long as I'm not in it. Okay. Here we go.
Stop talking about people on here like people don't got families, man. You stop doing that shit, bro.
This is Javon Kinlaw.
What you get out of doing this? What satisfaction do you get out of this, man?
Can I ask you a question?
Answer my question.
What satisfaction do I get out of analyzing the 49ers? A lot.
Man, you analyzing people like they not human, fam. Like, oh, this dude this dude that, this dude this dude that. Man, I understand that's your job, but bro, you got to go about this thing a different type of way, bro.
Hold on.
You got to go about this a different type of way, bro.
Hold on. Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
What did I say about you that you object to?
Man, all this shit you talking, all this back and forth, all this bickering, all this. I was in the training room today. Man, the training room is more to feel. Man, I looked at you. You looked at me. You pulled your shades up, came walking over a little bit. Not walking to me. You walked up a little bit just so I could make sure that it was you. I walked over. I approached you, put my chest on you, on your side. You turned towards me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the rest of the story, fam.
Hold on, though.
Stop making it seem like I came about you at a cowardly way. I came at you man to man, brother. Put some respect on my name, bro. You don't know me. You don't know where I'm from, bro. Put some respect on my name, brother. I'm a man just like you. My nuts is bigger than yours. Put some respect on my name.
What I said about you.
My balls is bigger than yours, brother. Put some respect on my name.
All right, Javon.
Put some respect on my name, brother. Stop talking about me like I'm an animal or something, brother.
What did I say about you?
Don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about none of that. You already know.
Javon, you're gonna come on my channel.
You want to try to bring me
tell me
hardcore facts, bro.
Javon, you're gonna come on my channel and tell me what to say and what not to say. You should have some, bro. You should have some proof. What I say about
bro. Nobody fucks with that. Nobody fucks with you. You don't even understand that. Nobody fucks with you, brother. You need to go find a new job. Nobody fucks with you.
What does that mean?
What you mean? What it mean? Nobody fucks with you.
Are you sure?
Nobody fucks with you, fam. And the only reason I'm getting on here stooping to your level this low is because I feel like it got to be done. Somebody got to do it, and it's going to be me.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to press you, fam. You like to come on here and try to bully people on the internet. But when I press up on you in fucking person, you fucking shaking like a cow with voice lighter than my fucking baby, man. What's up with that, fam?
You think I'm scared of you, Javon?
Fam, I don't give a fuck if you are or not. All I know is when I walked up on you, your fucking body temperature was fucking cold as ice. Straight bitch.
Body temperature?
Straight bitch. Your fucking balls shriveled up. Little dick nigga.
Hey, Javon, do you think
with me, bro?
Javon, do you think you're representing the 49ers well right now?
On this internet, bro.
Javon, do you think the 49ers are proud of what you're saying right now?
Stop playing with me like you know me, bro.
I don't even know why you're mad, Javon.
I'm not one of your friends.
You still haven't explained why you're mad.
You don't know me, bro.
I don't.
Stop playing with me on this fucking internet, right?
I don't.
Stop playing with me.
All right, so we're gonna end that. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the gist of it, bro. He was going at him, man, and like it gets even more juicier. So Eric,
send me that link.
I will, bro. Eric Armstead starts going even more into it. I'm gonna share a screen even again.
Send me another one. That's all juicy stuff.
I mean, this is all juicy, bro. I knew you'd be laughing at some of this stuff today, bro. He's like, my nut's bigger than yours, bro.
Body temperature went down like a little bitch.
He's like, dude, you were as cold as ice. I'm like, damn, man, shredding this dude's life right now. But hold up, Eric Armstead goes at him a little bit. All right, so. He's like, he said, this is the type of low life we let into our building. He would rather antagonize and provoke players into hitting him so he can retire instead of doing his job of journalism. I'm still waiting on a response to this. This is the type of reporter you guys hire. And this is Sports Illustrated, by the way, for those of you that don't know. Working for you. This is the worst representation of your company. There is no Sports Illustrated without athletes. Now, this is what he says on this one. Here, I'll play it.
And hard on you, zero scared. Because look, my dad was in the industry. He put me up on game when I was very young. Because honestly, if he touched me, if he pushed me, dude, I could have retired today. That's what went through my mind. I'm like, oh damn, I'm about to retire. I'm about to be out of the game. I'm about to be a multi-millionaire thanks to Javon Kinlaw. But no, I got to keep working. Oh, well, and hard on you.
And then up here, it says Sports Illustrated. This is who represents your brand. This is more game his dad gave him. Write a story to try to make a player lose his job, then walk up to him in the locker room and then try to provoke him so you can prove your power over these players. It's 2022. We're not putting up to it anymore. And this one I actually took very seriously. This is what the guy said. Hold on.
So this guy was a marginal player, and I wrote he was number 25 on a 25-man roster. They ought to send him down to the minors and bring someone more gifted up and give him a chance. And that was on the front page of the Sporting Green the next day. So they were playing at home again the next day. I went over to the guy at his locker and I said, "Hi, you got anything else to say?" And
Do you like apples?
He dropped his eyes, Iggy. He couldn't even look at me. And my message was, you can screw with me here, but you can't screw with me.
No.
And
Say something else. Say something else.
Yes, say something else, because I'll send you down to the minors, to the AA. Yeah. And I was now I was amused by it. I'm still amused by it. But what I wanted to let him know was, there's a power balance here.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be shitty to me, watch.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah. These reporters, man, and that's one thing I wanted to bring to light about all this beef too, as well. It's like these guys talk so much crap about these players, and then when these players respond back to them in a negative way, they try to use that negativity against them or try to threaten them in a way without having to threaten them and let them know that they're going to lose their job. Like he just said in that video, I'll send you back down to AAA or AA. He's talking about another player, not necessarily Javon Kinlaw. It's like, why are reporters allowed to do that? Like, they shouldn't have that much leeway. Like, I don't like that side of journalism. I feel like journalism should be out there. Don't get me wrong, to show both the negative and positive sides of thing, but don't do that power balance play thing and try to make someone lose their job. That's pathetic.
It's crazy too. Kinlaw is one of the best linebackers in the league. He's arguably a top 10.
Definitely underrated for sure.
Maybe top 10, top 5. I'll give him that. Him and Greenwood are phenomenal players. And they go at him like that, always being in the training room. Yeah, you're going to get dinged up an injury at that position. Just leave the man be. Let him heal. He'll be out there on the field doing his job. Every time I see the 49ers, he makes a play. So I'm like, let him do his job. Obviously, he went a little crazy at him. Rightfully so. He's human. Human emotion. Like, just leave the man be. Certain people can only take so much. Everyone's different how they react to certain information that they're given. So, that journalist or whatever knew what buttons to push.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not right. And Sports Illustrated, who even watches it or even reads about them in their magazines anymore? It's all bullshit.
And not only that, it's like I get, and you don't even have to be negative. Like, I feel like he really is just antagonizing those players. Like, I don't even know how he's even a reporter, how he's even in the locker room. He obviously doesn't talk to those players, but he doesn't see them as humans, in my opinion. I think he just sees them as like Javon Kinlaw said, an animal. He's over there. He's always just talking so negative about them. He doesn't have anything positive to say about them, it doesn't seem like. And then what Javon Kinlaw says is he tried to downplay a situation and turn it and say it was something else when really it wasn't. Javon said, "Hey, this is what really happened." Yada yada yada. I always feel like there's like something like in between that, that probably happened that either side ever talks about. But
yeah,
I feel for Javon. I understand why he came on there and said something. Maybe everybody else on the entire team didn't like it. Obviously, Eric Armstead said some things. I think Solomon Thomas said them. Yeah, Solomon said this. He said, a consistent negative, disrespectful, and demeaning tone to players and their craft, like we are animals, then talks about game to antagonize a player enough so he can sue him. We shouldn't have to answer to media of this level. The 49ers/NFL should protect us better. It's like the fact that he said in that one video after all that stuff happened, he's like, man, if he had touched me or pushed me, oh, man, I would have sued him. He's like, I'd be rich right now. I'd be a multi-millionaire. It's like, what? Like, the fact that you would just sue that guy, like, you're over here antagonizing him and enticing him to do these things. Why is that even in it? Like, you shouldn't be a journalist. Like, that you're in it for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. I feel like journalism has their boundaries, and those are some boundaries that you should not cross.
Hey, if you're going to say a guy had a bad game, at least say it in a respectful way. Like, he didn't have the best game, but I know he'll bounce back. That's all I got to say.
loads of reporters out there that know how to word it correctly. Maybe he's just a terrible reporter and he doesn't know how to say it, so he just bashes them. Think that's going to get him some clicks, some likes. Yeah, for that moment, but then knowing like Javon Kimmel said, no one fucks with you. I didn't even know who Grant Cohn was until this whole debacle, until I saw on it all over Twitter and everyone was tweeting about it and whatnot. I was like, God damn, bro. But the fact that he wanted to sue them, that fact that other reporter, I don't know if he was on Sports Illustrated, but this guy is obviously bringing on his show to talk about him, and they're talking shit and laughing about it and thinking it's funny that he uses his power to pretty much bully players and talk crap about them and antagonize them. And if they react in a negative way, he's going to send them to the AA or AAA or, get them kicked out of the league. All that does not need to be in there. Like that needs to go. Either that or get rid of that reporter in general. And obviously, I agree with Eric Armstead. Why does Sports Illustrated have a representation of their company out there, interacting with players and talking to them that way? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's definitely an evil person. You gotta be careful too. Like someone that evil, like it's like, oh, this guy's gonna beat me up, I'm gonna get sued. What if that guy doesn't want to beat you up? What if he wants to kill you? It might be too late for you after he's done.
Aaron Hernandez, bro. Aaron Hernandez wouldn't fucking took that shit, bro.
You just never know who you're dealing with. I mean, just because, like, I'm making millions, like, not saying that they want to throw it away, but you just might put them over the edge and, like, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, mental health is no joke. I mean, we already have everything. I'm going to talk about it later on my show, but, I mean, you got mass shootings. You got people just road rage. You got all types of things going on a daily basis and whatnot. I mean, you never know if someone's in the right mind. They could just snap at any moment, man. Shouldn't be antagonizing people like that at any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you don't agree with how they played, or you think all you get said, man, this guy's in the training room a lot. He's been injured a lot, but I wish him the best recovery. I'd like to see him out there again playing.
I agree.
You don't have to word like, oh, he's always in the training room. That's where he's best at or whatever. Don't word it like that. That's not the right way to word it. I mean, you're just doing that to get a rise out of him.
Definitely. It's exactly what they're doing. But moving on from that, but staying in the same division, the Rams have a problem. Aaron Donald says he's at peace with moving on from football if his contract does not get worked out. He put out not a tweet, but someone else put out a tweet, and this is what they said about it. Aaron Donald is due to make $14.25 million for 2022 season. Top defensive players are making way over $20 million. Here you go. Defensive tackle Aaron Donald said on the I Am Athlete pod that he came into the NFL planning to play 8 years, but winning the Super Bowl makes him want to run it back. Donald said his contract needs to be worked out first. If it's not, then he's at peace with moving on. And that was at My Sports Update. If you guys want to check out that tweet. How do you feel about this, Danny?
Fuck. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's like Tom Brady of defensive tackles. He was a Hall of Famer in year 3. I mean, what? Already 3-4 defensive of the year awards. Like, he could have retired 4 years ago and been a Hall of Famer. He's that flipping good. It's crazy. He's the best at what he does, if not the best ever. When he signed that contract years ago, he was the highest defensive player. Obviously, if he comes in the office and says, I want my last 2 or 3 years to be the highest paid ever, give the man that. You know he's going to contribute and do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the cap, changes every single year. Maybe they should have anticipated that, but I mean, I feel like they were smart in what they did because they knew that they would have him for quite a long time, and he was an exceptional player. So sign him now because he's going to get more expensive later. And
he won them the Super Bowl too, by the way.
Literally. And here's later. I mean, this dude's always getting double team, triple team on every single play. He reminds me of Lawrence Taylor. This dude dominates the game. Arguably the best player at his position, if not the best in the NFL, period. Like, altogether, out of all players, being the number one overall. I mean, other teams would take him. Like, I get it. I mean, honestly, he is living life right now. I mean, you got to think about it. This dude came into the NFL. He's played 8 years. He's dominated his position, and he's won a Super Bowl now. He's won multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. So it's like he's done it all, man. So, I mean, he just wants to run it back and do it again a second time. Pay the man. If you're not, then, I mean, that dude's just going to sail off in the sunset. But, I mean, deep down, I don't think the Rams are going to let this man go. They're definitely going to have to sign him. He's a very important piece to their team.
Oh, absolutely. And he makes the defense go. He makes them click, and he makes everyone around him better. Do I think Jalen Ramsey's good? I don't think he'd be that good without Aaron Donald. Give him the pressure. Top 5 without him, yeah, for sure. But I'm like, man, Aaron Donald just in a league of his own.
Yeah, it definitely gives you like you're definitely you have less to worry about when you have arguably the best player to ever play the game on the defensive side of the ball playing on your team.
And what defensive tackle gets 20 sacks in a season?
I'll wait for someone to name one.
The only person I can think of is Aaron Donald because that happened a couple of years back.
DeForest Buckner doesn't even do that. I mean, he gets like around 10 and a half. I mean, that's usually what it is. Anywhere from 10 to 15, and usually not even that. Most of them that aren't good get like 5. This dude just an exceptional player. I do not want him to retire. Kind of reminds me of Andrew Luck. You know, you're such a damn good player, then you're just out. But Andrew Luck had a different way of going out. It's because of his injuries that he was acquiring. He didn't really get to play at that elite level that Aaron Donald had and got to win a Super Bowl or MVPs or anything like that. So
if he was drafted anywhere but the Colts, he would still be playing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that about your organization, but it's factual.
I agree.
It's factual.
Once you just keep getting that injury and you get that mental game, like I said, mental health, it's terrible, man. I mean, Darius Leonard was dealing with so many health issues. He almost retired last year, he said. So I just hope that he continues and he keeps playing, and hopefully the Rams figure it out. Or if they want, they can just trade him to the Colts and help us win the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm always down for that.
Yeah. Remember Darius Leonard would be a good combo.
You know what I saw today? Today. Apparently NASA is officially joining the United States government in the search for UFOs after the Pentagon says it has found over 400 unidentified flying objects since 2004. Now, this is a broad category when people say unidentified flying objects, but dude, UFOs, I'm talking aliens, things that are abnormal, like obviously stuff that's flying in the sky could be identified as unidentified, and it could be an object. God, I get it. That could be a lot of things. But literally, when certain things are like so fast, or it's like an orb or something in the sky, like I want to know what it is, why it's there, what's going on. Like I have questions. I want them to search and find me. Like, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Like, do you think aliens are, been on this planet? You think Elon Musk might be an alien like I do, or what's going on, bro?
I think it's Goku and the Z Fighters.
Ooh. That could be. And they're so fast that you can't see them on camera, but they're so fast and maybe they're so strong and big that they actually look like UFOs on there, like unidentified flying objects, man.
He went Super Saiyan and his speed increased. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Or it could be one of those pods, like Frieza's ship, or it could be, the little pods that shoot off of Frieza's ship, or what do we call that one that Vegeta and Goku came in?
Same pods. I don't remember what they're called on top of my head. I
don't either. Or it could be a Capsule Corp rocket ship, what do we call that stuff? I don't know. That stuff is crazy. It's so fast the way that it happens. Pat McAfee put on a show like last week, I think it was. Someone was watching an air show, and in the air show, you see like this thing come up from the water, and then it zooms. But the thing is this video is playing in slow motion. That was the only reason why they were able to capture it. And I saw some of the comments. Some people are like, "It's a bird." I'm like, no. Like I said, this was flying in slow motion. If you play this in real time, there's no way a bird could fly that fast. I mean, you also got to think about it. There was a jet in the video. So you're telling me that birds fly faster than jets now? Is that what you're saying? Like, no, bro. Like, no. Some people are saying it could be a torpedo or like a missile. I don't think missiles are that fast, man. Like it was pretty crazy. Like this stuff intrigues me though. Like I'm really curious on to see what more they find of this stuff, because there's so much that we don't know about space. And we've been talking about UFOs for years, bro. For years. It's really cool.
I believe in aliens at a certain extent. I'm like, yeah, they're out there for sure. I mean, will we find them? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're already among us already.
Probably Elon Musk. Excuse me. But all right, man, that's all I got for football today. I'm about to start my MLB show. I'm gonna have it extended on this one, so this one's gonna be a little bit longer than normal. But the 40-minute mark is the cutoff for NFL guys. If you guys want to continue watching, this is going to be the Major League Baseball portion. So appreciate you being on the show, Danny.
Take care, buddy. Have a good night now.
Hey, you too, man. Get some sleep.
All right, thank you. Bye.
All righty, guys. So what I got going on, injury roundup. Oops, is it going to pop up? Oh, wait a minute. I didn't have it like this. There it goes. All righty. So my injury roundup. We got Tim Anderson with the groin strain. Royce Lewis left the game on Sunday after crashing into a wall, but he still made that catch. Kyle Tucker's got a foot injury. Sonny Gray has right pectoral soreness. And Seiya Suzuki has a finger sprain. I think it's on his left ring finger. Yeah, so that's my injury roundup for the moment. Is Marcus Simeon back? Last week he went 7 for 25 with 6 runs, 8 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 triple, a batting average of .280, and he got 1 homer/grand slam. I think he's back. He's doing well, and he's still doing well. He has been crap all season. I think he had a .193 batting average going into that last week or whatever. Just I want him to continue to put forth the effort that he did last week. My batters of the week. We got Mookie Betts. He went 11 for 26, 9 runs, 8 RBIs, 2 doubles, 1 stolen base, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 4 home runs, a .423 batting average. My other batter of the week is Francisco Lindor. 8 for 23, 10 runs, 14 RBIs, 2 doubles, 3 triples, 1 stolen base, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. That's okay. 2 home runs and a .347 batting average. And last but not least, we also have Jose Ramirez. 8 for 23, 5 runs, 3 stolen bases, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 3 homers, 11 RBIs, 3 walks, only 1 strikeout, and also a .347 batting average. I also want to let everybody know that he is on a case for it. American League MVP this year. He's got 12 home runs. He's got a .92 batting average, 27 runs, 40 RBIs. Matter of fact, I think he's the first player to hit 50 as of yesterday, I want to say. He's got 51 now. He's got 6 steals, over 161 at-bats as of Sunday. So he's making his case for MVP. Go, Jose. No way, Jose. Anyways, pitchers of the week. Sandy Alcantara. He got 8 innings last week with 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 hit by pitch. Sorry, guys. 1 pick, pretty impressive, 14 strikeouts to get the W. And then James Talon from New York. He pitched 8 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, and only 5 strikeouts to get the win. But he did phenomenal too as well. Both those players went 8 innings. Impressive. Let's see who it is going to be this week. I'll let you guys know next week. Weird thing that happened. And I know the New York Yankees have so many damn injuries going on right now. Think like Gleyber Torres, Gio Stanton. There's a bunch of other ones. But Matt Carpenter signed a contract with the team after he got released from the Rangers. I think he was in AAA last year or AA last year with the Rangers. But he signs a contract with New York Yankees. We'll see how he does. He was the former Cardinal. I think he's 2 years removed or maybe 3 years removed from a really solid season. Hopefully he can get back to that. Let's see. So I'm also going to show you guys some of the Colorado Rockies' new threads. They got some good ones. This is their new threads. Look at that. I think those were probably the dopest uniforms in all of the Major League Baseball. This is what they look like on the back. And this is their hats. Look pretty dope. Yep. And then the little patch they got right there on their arm on the right side. That's right here. It's got their latitude and longitude on there, which I thought was pretty freaking dope. So I thought that was pretty cool. Dun, 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 dun. We have some beef going on. It's a strange beef. So Jock Peterson and Tommy Pham have a beef over fantasy football. You're like, what? Fantasy football? Aren't they playing baseball? Yeah. Apparently they have a league together where they played fantasy football last year, and some crazy stuff happened. I'm going to show you my screen right quick. I think it's this one. All righty. This is what happened. Tommy Pham slapped the shit out of Jock Peterson. As you can see over there, that's Jock. Bam! Smacks him again. I'll let you guys see that one more time. Boop, 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 boop. Here's Tommy Pham. There's Jock. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. One more time. How about one more time? Pow. Yep. Smack the living poop out of that man. Anyways, you're wondering why you smacked him. Why would you do that? Come on, Tommy Pham. Like, I thought you were better than that. Well, I will show you here in a second. I got some tweets. This was Pham's response. He said, he's been suspended for 3 games. He's like, I slapped Jock. He said some shit I don't condone. I had to address it. Pham says Jock made disrespectful comments about his former team, the Padres, in the league's group chat. Pham said there was too much money on the line, and he was messing with my money. I'm a big dog in Vegas. I'm a high roller at many casinos. And Jock's response was, he was waiting for us. This is at Evan Webeck, EvanWebeck. You can check this out. He said that Jock Peterson was waiting for us after the game with receipts from his group text exchange with Tommy Pham. He sent a gift of 3 weightlifters with the Giants, Dodgers, and Padres logos superimposed on them. The Padres guy collapsed under the weight of his dumbbell. Peterson read verbatim from the group chat, which included 4 to 5 other Padres. And also in the video, you can see that Jock says that those guys were some of his close friends. And he said that, I don't know you well, or Pham responded that he doesn't know you well enough to make any of these jokes like this. Peterson wrote back, it was meant to be all fun and games, no hard feelings. Sorry if you took it the wrong way. And this was last year. And then after that, that was around last year in September. A few weeks later, Pham dropped out of the league. Peterson confirmed there was a lot of money involved in it. About 7 months later, Pham slapped the shit out of Peterson across the face. So how it all stemmed out, apparently, in fantasy football, for those of you that don't know, you can add your player to IL or IR if he's out for a game. All you got to do is you just add them to your IR. And in doing so, you can also add a player to your team because it frees up a roster spot on your team. Me, I thought everybody knew this. I've never thought of it as cheating. I've asked some of my other friends too as well because they've also done it. And some of my friends that don't normally do it or didn't know it, they didn't view it as cheating either. Well, apparently, Tommy Pham thought it was cheating. There were some other guys in their league as well that thought it was cheating. He brought it to their attention, didn't see it that way. But he was also just cracking jokes about the Padres because they started off the season so strong and kind of faltered towards the end. And Tommy Pham didn't like that. I took it personally. But in my opinion, man, I mean, you didn't have to escalate and slap a dude. I get there's a lot of money involved. I feel like everyone's slapping everybody these days just for like stupid reasons. There's no reason for him to go slap him for it. I mean, maybe there's more to the story, but I mean, he showed the text messages. So unless Tommy Pham's got something else, I'm going to side with Jock on this one. Me personally, I'd put someone on IR all the time and add someone new to my team. Maybe a sleeper, someone I thought might be really good. And if he is really good, he can stay on my team and then we'll go from there, It just had to suck that had to come to this dude getting slapped. But hey, he's about that life, man. Don't fuck with Tommy Pham's Tommy Pham's money, man. Don't do that. Moving on from that, some crazy stuff is going down this last couple of weeks with gun violence and whatnot. Well, Giants manager Gabe Kepler says he's going to skip the national anthem. He's actually not going to do it. on Veterans Day. He said he's going to keep. He'll actually come out for that. To show respect towards the veterans that have fallen for this country. But he says going forward, he's going to be skipping the national anthem. This was his statement. He said, "Every time I place my hand over my heart and remove my hat, I'm participating in a self-congratulatory glorification of the only country where these mass shootings take place. On Wednesday, I walked out onto the field. I listened to the announcement as we honored the victims in Uvalde. I bowed my head. I stood for the national anthem. Metallica rifled on City Connect guitars. My brain said to drop to a knee." And hold on, let me keep going. Oops. My brain said to drop to a knee. My body didn't listen. I wanted to walk back inside. Instead, I froze. I felt like a coward. I didn't want to draw attention to myself. I didn't want to take away from the victims and their families. This was a baseball game, a rock band, the lights, the pageantry. I knew that thousands of people were using this game to escape the honors or the horrors of the world for just a little bit. I knew that thousands more wouldn't understand the gesture and would take it as offense to the military, to the veterans, and to themselves. So, I mean, I can understand that in a way. So that's why he didn't do that. But he said that statement, and I respect it. You know, he said he's going to skip the national anthem. He obviously didn't want to take anything away from the victims on that specific day and whatnot. Everyone has the right to protest, so I'm all for it. I kind of see his point as to why he doesn't want to stand for the flag, because he feels like the flag represents our country, and he doesn't represent what our country is putting forth and not ignoring at the moment. So I understand where he's coming from. Chicago White Sox general manager Tony La Rosa, or coach manager, whatever you want to say, says he respects Gabe Kepler as a person, but he disagrees with his former protests as it relates to the latest mass shootings in the country. I actually have a writing from it. Someone sent to me earlier. It's a quote. He said, "I think he is exactly right to be concerned with what's happening in our country." La Russa said before his team hosted the Cubs on Saturday night. He's right there. Where I disagree is the flag and anthem are not the appropriate places to voice your objections. I can see his point too as well. I also think that a lot of people might take offense to this because they might think it's going to be disrespectful to the country, or not to the country, but to the veterans. You know, kind of like the way that Colin Kaepernick took a knee too as well. That's why I kind of relate to it in a way. I think this is the first time it's ever happened in baseball. But it's a way to protest. It's going to get people's attention, you know. And it's his platform to use. And he's a manager. He's got higher authority. It's not even a player. It's a manager doing this, which is crazy. So, but there are some different ways of protesting. And ones I want to mention are the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees use their social media to bring light to gun issues in America. What I mean by that is New York put out a tweet that said, we all deserve to be safe in schools, grocery stores, places of worship, our neighborhoods, houses, and America. The most recent mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde have shaken us to the core. The Tampa Bay Rays are mourning these heartbreaking tragedies that took the lives of innocent children and adults. This cannot be normal. We cannot become numb. We cannot look the other way. We all know if nothing changes, nothing changes. The Rays organization stands committed to actionable change. I thought this was the New York tweet. This is actually the Tampa Bay tweet. They have made $50,000 commitment to every town for gun safety support fund. Every town is the largest gun violence prevention organization in America. Rather than our usual game coverage on social media tonight, we've partnered with every town to amplify the facts about gun violence in America. We understand that no single organization can solve this crisis alone, but together we can make impact. We invite you to join us and do what you can, when you can, and where you can, because our lives depend on it. And then the New York Yankees said, in lieu of game coverage in collaboration with the Tampa Bay Rays, we will be using our channels to offer facts about the impacts of gun violence, the devastating events that have taken place in Uvalde, Buffalo, and countless other communities across the nation. Are tragedies that are intolerable. I'm just going to share with you guys some of those facts, actually. That's what I'm going to do for my show to help too as well. I'm going to share the Tampa Bay tweets. Make sure y'all can see that. Okay. Let's see if there's a better way of. Oops. No, I feel like this might a little bit better. Okay. It's right here. And by the way, this is also on the New York Yankees Twitter too as well. But it says every day more than 110 Americans are killed with guns, and more than 200 are shot and injured. There's a couple sources right here. Firearms were the leading cause of death for American children and teens in 2020. 58% of American adults or someone they care for have experienced gun violence. Every 3 hours, a young black man dies by a gun homicide. Each year, more than 4,100 Latin people die from gun violence in the United States, and 13,000 are shot and wounded. If you or someone you know has experienced domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline 24/7 at 1-800-799-7233 for confidential assistance from a trained advocate. If you're unable to speak safely through a phone, you can always chat at thehotline.org. About 4.5 million women in the United States today have reported being threatened with a gun by an intimate partner. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK or 8255. It's available at all times. Access to a gun triples the risk of a death by suicide. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. Available at all times. An average of 4,500 veterans die by firearm suicide every single year, about 12 veterans each day. When an assault weapon is used in a mass shooting, it results in 6 times as many people shot than when other guns are being used. And then they just wanted to say Rick Naif was a longtime loyal employee and a devoted champion of the region. He would put you at ease. That was just someone that had passed away. So, RIP to that man. But I wanted just to share that on my show today, give you guys some facts about gun violence. I feel like that's something I can do and put out there. Anyone who's dealing with suicide, or not suicide, but thoughts of suicide, make sure you guys call that hotline. Should never do that stuff. I was there as a kid. I understand it. Kind of grown from that now. I appreciate certain things, and I know there's much more to life than going that route. And all you leave behind is like your sadness just gets passed on to other individuals. But mental health is such a severe thing, as me and Danny were talking about that early on in the show today. Talk to your friends and families, there's just so much going on, that people don't realize is going on with the person. Ask someone if they're okay. People go every single day without asking people if they're okay. They just say, how was your day? Yada, yada, yada. And they start talking about themselves. Every once in a while, just like, hey man, are you okay? Are you doing all right? I feel like that'll make a difference in people's lives. Also, gun violence is a big issue in America. That's why I wanted to bring all those facts about guns to light. It affects me. I mean, my little brother, his school got held up, and a lot of people died at the Kentucky shooting. I think it was Marshall, as a school out there. He actually didn't go to school that day, but I remember when I found out that it was that specific school and it was all over the news, I freaked out. Thought my little brother was there. No one should have to go through those types of emotions, and no one should have to, bury their kid. Thought it's the other way around. I thought your kids are supposed to bury your mom and dad once they get, of old age. But gun violence is definitely a problem in America, and we need to figure it out. And domestic violence is also an issue. You guys saw that hotline. Make sure you guys call about that. And like I said, that suicide hotline, make sure you guys call that for the people that need that. But that's all I wanted to say about that stuff today. I'm going to end my show on that. If you guys have any questions, anything that you guys want to say, feel free to reach out. You guys have a lovely day. I'm ending my day at 1:00 in the morning, guys. Later.